Well, hello there. Welcome to our little shop. Today I've been working on this old Trainer amp, but that's beside the point. It's been in for some service. I've done some filter caps, a few other things. But what we're going to talk about here is cleaning pots, jacks, and tube sockets. It's been brought to my attention several times about the bad information out there, usually in very bad ways. So anyway, we're going to talk about how I do it here in the shop, what I've been doing for, well, nearly 50 years. So, there's all these really cool kid ways of doing things, but I'm old school, so that's what we're going to discuss. So, first of all, let's talk about pots. What we're going to use on the pots is, of course, keg deoxit with my custom extended bent straw here. So anyway, in this case, I really don't need that, but we're going to use it anyway. So anyway, so what we do with the pots is, first and foremost, always use a paper towel to back up everything. You want to keep as much stray liquid out here as possible. Now, for the time being, I actually do not have the power on this amp. I'm going to go ahead and clean everything and check it out. And if it doesn't work out, we'll go again. So I hit each one. This is actually the switch I hit first over here. Yeah, it's starting to loosen up. I hit each pot with a couple little blasts, usually actually about 3 or 4. And then, of course, the typical thing is just turn the knob. Usually about 20 rotations. A lot of times you can actually feel the pots loosening up and spin easier. This amp's been in storage for quite some time, so it has a few issues. We're going to be replacing some rusty jack nuts, stuff like that. Another little tip I'm going to give you, as you can't see it, but I'm actually wearing a kind of crappy sweatshirt in here today, because anytime you use deoxit, you're going to get stuff on you. I don't care how careful you are. It's like the sprayer in your kitchen sink. It will get you when you least expect it. Okay, so there's a pot I'm also going to have to tighten up. So we'll move this on down here. Say tuck it in there real good around all the pots. And of course, as they say, rinse and repeat. So like I say, once we get everything else cleaned up on this amp and get it taken care of, the tube sockets are really nasty on it, and the jacks are really dirty. So this is a preliminary cleaning. We may have to go back and hit a couple of these a little bit more once we get the amp up and running properly. Okay, so that takes care of that. The next thing is cleaning the jacks. And like I say, this is one of those things, I have my own ways of doing things. Brass wire brush. Piece of 1000 grit sandpaper. Another piece of 1000 grit sandpaper folded up into a little double-sided sanding stick. 1/4 inch Phillips screwdriver. So, first thing I do is go in here and open up the jack. If you have the switching style or shorting jacks, keep my big hands out of the way here. Open the jack up till we get to the contact in it. Pull that 1000 grit sandpaper through a couple of times. Now clean that contact. Likewise, to do the ground barrel portion of the jack, I just roll up the sandpaper on my screwdriver, and then we put it in and turn it backwards, it'll expand. And the 1000 grit kind of polishes the jack. See the dirt come off of it? Now, to get the positive contact on it, wire brush, and just clean it all up. See? Nice, clean, and shiny. So we'll continue on to do that with the rest of them. Now, you get the gist there. So there's no need to repeat that over and over again because there's 4 more jacks. But I'll do those in a bit. But I want to show you something else here. Now comes the point where the thing that really bugs me and I see on videos. I see people taking their cans of cleaner and just fire hosing back here over the tube sockets. Well, for one thing, there's not much of an opening down through here for the liquid to get into, and all it does is make a mess. I actually had one avid do-it-yourselfer that brought his Marshall in with the fuses blown in. He says, "I can't understand what happened to it. I was cleaning the tube sockets, and it just quit working." Well, when I opened it up, he had drops of deoxit hanging on the wiring going to his tube sockets. So it had actually run down and shorted across and blew his fuse, luckily. So anyway, anytime you see anybody spraying from this side, there's your sign. Anyway, so what I'm going to do is show you how I do it. We'll flip this over. And in the meantime, we'll show you how to clean tube pins. Again, with that, we need a wire brush, Scotch-Brite. Actually, I have gray, red, and green Scotch-Brite, but I prefer the green for this. Wire brush pins on the tube really well. If you need to, you can actually straighten the pins. Then I use this Scotch-Brite. A lot of times I even roll this up loosely and just stick it in there and move it in and out. It kind of scrubs the pins all up. Okay? So you see we've got clean pins there to start with. Now, how do you clean the socket? I'm a master recycler. So here's a plastic lid. A little bit of deoxit in it. Roll the tube around it to get deoxit on all the pins. insert the tube and just work it up and down a few times. I do not believe in using deoxit on power tubes on their sockets, because here on the can it says improved connections. I don't want it shorting and arcing between pins. So then we do this again. And that's one socket. And if you see anything in there, just kind of wipe it out. There actually shouldn't be anything much there. So then you continue on with the rest of the tube sockets. And if the first time doesn't get it, you do it again. Okay? So there you go. That's pretty much it. While we're here talking about it, if you have speaker jacks like this, these really bug me. The good thing about this is it's the old made jacks. Reverb jacks are one thing, but a speaker jack, you gotta be really careful, make sure your plug is in good shape on this, it's tight, and makes good connection. You don't want to lose your speaker connection. In a tube amp, that will a lot of times take out output tubes or a transformer. So there you go, really quick lesson on cleaning tube sockets, pots, and jacks. So I'm going to get back to work because I don't make a living making videos. So anyway, till next time, play nice. See you later.